student is an English teacher from Balmasay's Junior High School Department, Miss Helen Pamatian. Here is Manuel Aldrin Manarang to share this conversation. Aldrin?
Thank you, Marjorie. Good afternoon, ma'am. May we ask you for video?
Okay, we have it.
First question. Tell me about a time when you had to work with a coworker or a friend that you did not like.
Okay, what are you pertaining to? Are you pertaining to my previous works or here in Balmasay?
Here in
Here in Balmasay. Of course, we have a lot of times, since we are in the field of teaching, we have a lot of times wherein we have to encounter these problems. Let's say, for example, in the submission of requirements, people, teachers, who are cause of delay in the submission of requirements for the division office. Yeah, that time, I just approach, and again re-approach the person involved.
Thank you. For the second question, describe a conflict at work.
Describe a conflict at work. At work, maybe it has something to do with the overtime when it comes to the class hours. And aside from that, what else? Conflict with the parents. Every time, pagkuhaan ng card, yan, dami lang reklamo. And then, when it comes to my colleagues, my co-teachers, maybe it has something to do again with the submission of requirements because I hate people who are the cause of delays.
Thank you. For the third question, when you started a new job or life, how did you build relations?
Okay. So actually, aside from teaching in Our Lady of Fatima University, which is actually a private school, I had my teaching job here in Balmasay. So I think you are pertaining to Balmasay. Oh, wala naman ako mapinagtrabahuan. Okay, now, so I never find it difficult to work in here since I felt comfortable. I feel that this is my home. This is my alma mater. So I know the teachers already. They were also my previous teachers when I was studying in high school. And I know the culture. I know the standards when it comes to teaching of the students. Masaya ako na napapahirapan ko rin sila. At some point. That's part of their training.
For the fourth question, how would your coworkers or friends describe you?
Okay, how are they going to describe me? Masungit, could it be? Or let's say, my students, how are they going to describe me? When it comes to the advisory class, I make it sure that I'll be a hands-on advisor. But then when it comes to the school papers, of course, at work, I make it sure that I will submit everything on or before time. Yeah, being punctual.
For the last question, give me an example of a time when you were able to successfully communicate with another person, even when that individual may not have personal life or vice versa.
Okay. So you are pertaining to someone whom I don't like when it comes to the character traits, but I think I really have to be in good terms with that person. Okay. Since again, we're in the field of teaching, so we have to wear that code of ethics when it comes to our attitude, when it comes to our socialization quality with one another. Of course, there must be also respect. Let's say, for example, you don't like that person, and then what if that person doesn't like you also? So, again, there is this one. You just have to consider respect. Let's say we had a lot of conflicts encountered, but then when it comes to work, work is work. So you have to approach the person in a most respectful manner, in a most refined manner, and then have it all be professional. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am, for it.
Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you so much.
A very nice response, Miss Helen. Thank you for that. Our next interviewee is a schoolmate from Batch Excelsior section of Picorus, Miss Sheila May Tan. Miss Nicole Ann Rodriguez is about to share their conversation to us. Nicole?
Thank you, Marjorie. So, good morning. We are here with one of our batchmates, Miss Sheila Maitan of 11 Epicus. So, Miss Sheila, tell me about the time when you had to work with a co-worker or classmate that you did not like or miss.
One time kasi may groupings kami sa science. Tapos yung mga naging kagrupo ko, sila yung mga kilala kong hindi talaga tumutulong. So, ako sa kanila. Pero wala akong magagawa kasi bilang isang group, kailangan namin magkaisa kahit ano nangyari.
Thank you for that answer. So, that second question is, describe a conflict at school.
One time naman, may kaibigan ako, grade 8 pa kami nun. Si Janina yun, Janina. Nag-away kami ni Janina, gasting. Tapos alam nyo ba, sobrang hirap. Sobrang sakit, gasting. Pero ayos lang kasi nagawa namin naman, naayos naman namin yung problema.
So, the third question is, when you've started a new life, how did you build relationship?
For example, bago ka sa isang school, syempre mag-a-adjust ka. Sa pag-adjust mo, kailangan magpakatotoo ka lang sa sarili mo siya sa ibang tao. Yung ginagawa ko, nakikipag-friends ako sa mga tao, mga kaklase ko, ganun. Tapos nagpapakatotoo lang ako sa kanila.
So, the fourth question is, how would your classmate describe you?
Sabi nila, ako yung tipo ng tao masaya. Pero kahit na sobrang daming problema, masayain ako. Ganun.
So, the last question is, give me an example of a time when you were able to successfully communicate with another person, even when that individual may not have personality like you, or vice versa. So, give me an example of a time when you were able to successfully communicate with another person, even when that individual may not have personally like you, or vice versa.
Yung ginawa ko kasi one time, yun nga, diba may naging kagrupo ko, tapos hindi ko siya gusto. Kasi nga hindi siya tumutulong kasi tamad dahil tapos marami siyang reklamo sa buhay. Yung ginawa ko na lang, act normal. Parang, syempre lahat naman ng tao deserve nilang marespeto kahit hindi maganda yung ugali nila or hindi compatible yung personality namin sa isa't isa. So, ang ginawa ko, nirespeto ko lang siya, nagpakatotoo ako sa kanya. Tapos, kung ano yung gusto kong sabihin, in a good way ko sinasabi. Yeah.
So, thank you, Miss Sheila.
It's absolutely true, Miss Tan. Next on our list is a staff of our school, who is very much responsible with his job. Mr. Eduardo Doma Jr. is our school guard. He is currently with Miss Rochella Gregorio. Shella?
Good morning, everyone. Right here beside me is Mr. Eduardo Doma for interviewing him. Number 1. Tell me about the time when you had to work with a coworker, classmate, friend that you didn't like or trust. Kuya, yung may kasama ka bang hindi mo pinagkakatiwalaan sa trabaho?
Hindi naman sa hindi pinagkakatiwalaan, hindi ko lang kinikibo.
Ano ginagawa mo?
Wala lang, kinikibo ko lang pag may kinalaman lang sa trabaho, pero wala naman, hindi ko na siya kinikibo.
Pangalawa ba? Describe a conflict at work or school. May misunderstanding. Parang hindi po kayo nagkakaintindihan.
Saan? Sa estudyante, sa teacher, o
Kahit kayo sa estudyante.
sa estudyante, wala. Sa parents, ang meron.
Ano po yung inaano ng parents?
Kadalasan, laging pumilit pumasok, alam na nila ng bagay. Yun ang nangyayari lagi.
When you started a new job life, how did you build relationship? Nung nagsimula po kayo magtrabaho dito, kuya, paano niyo po nagkaroon ng bonding kayong magkakasama?
Yung sa una, okay naman. Hanggang sa ngayon, okay naman. Maliban na sa isa. Yung sinasabi ko yung hindi ko. Ayun ngayon, okay naman.
How would your co-workers, classmate, friend describe you? Paano kayo ni-escape ng mga kasamahan niyo po?
Ano ang dinidescribe ko?
Mabait po kayo, matanong
Ay, sila magkasabi nun. Sila na makakapagsabi nun kung paano nila i-describe.
Give me an example of a time when you were able to successfully communicate with another person, even when that individual may not have personally liked you. Yung kunyari po, may kaaway po kayo, pero kinakausap, ano pong ginagawa? Paano po kayo nakikipag,
As in, kaway talaga? O,
yung sinasabi niyo po kayo, kunyari siya.
ah,
Paano niyo po siya
Ina-approach.
kinakausap po, ina-approach?
hindi ko talaga kinakausap kung wala akong sasabihin siya o wala akong, halimbawa, hindi importante o walang kinalaman sa trabaho. Kung may kinalaman, hindi ko kakausapin ko. Pero sa personal, halimbawa, kapitbahay, hindi ko talaga kinakausap. Wala nakikipag-usap.
Yun lang po kuya, thank you po.
Okay na.
You have a point on that, Mr. Doma. Thank you so much. After our 3 respondents, our next interviewee is a parent who is also a teacher from Valmasay Senior High School Department, Mrs. Lorene Estrella. Mr. Cyril Rin de la Cruz will tell us about Mrs. Estrella's response. Cyril?
Good morning. We are here to interview one of our teacher, which is also a parent, some questions about herself. And let's start. Ma'am Estrella, can you tell me about a time when you had to work with a coworker or classmate or friend that you did not like or trust?
All right. Working with a coworker wherein you have this conflict, of course, you need to be professional. You are not supposed to be emotional about things. So whenever there are conflicts, especially with your coworkers, you just have to do your job and be professional about it.
Thank you. Next question is, describe a conflict at work or school.
At work or at school, will that pertain also to a coworker? No. A conflict.
No.
Maybe probably conflict with schedule. Like for example, if during the time when I was studying, of course, with work we have to accomplish some tasks on time, and you need to submit some reports on time. So there is this conflict with work, of course, whenever you are not able to submit your reports on time because of studies.
That's so hard. Next is, when you've started a new job or life, how did you build relationship?
Well, of course, if you are into a new environment, you have to build this relationship with your coworkers, because these are the same people that will help you and teach you the ins and outs of the office, of course. Or like for example, you're in school. If you're a new teacher, of course, the old teachers, or probably those teachers who are already here will teach me the ins and outs of the school. And they will teach me how, if there are things that I don't know about.
Thank you po, ma'am. Next is, how would your coworkers or classmates or friends describe you?
They describe me as a friendly, jolly person. Sometimes I crack jokes. Not actually sometimes, most of the time I crack jokes. So that's why they tag me as a kalog and makulit na teacher.
Thank you, ma'am. Lastly is, give me an example of a time when you were able to successfully communicate with another person even when that individual may not have personally liked you, or vice versa.
Just like what I've said with the first question, you have to do things professionally. Even though at times we have this argument or disagreement with some things. When you say pagtrabaho, trabaho. Don't be too personal about things. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your
Time?
thank you for your time, ma'am. Again, good morning po.
That's a truly wonderful experience, Mrs. Estrella. Your sharing is so much appreciated. Our last interviewee is a utility in this institution. She can help you in some cases of emergency. Let's hear Mika Jill Dampog for Mrs. Emily Emperador response. Mika?
Thank you, Marjorie. Good morning. Right beside me is Mrs. Emily Emperador. So, how can I ask you? Tell me about the time when you had to work with a co-worker, classmate, friend that you did not like or trust.
Meron ako naging, kumbaga ano ko siya, kababata, hindi ko talaga gusto ugali niya, hindi talaga maganda pangit ang ugali niya, pero pinakikisamahan ko pa rin siya kasi, kumbaga kasi kailangan yun eh. Hindi naman po pangit ang ugali, parang dead na yun, babaliwala eh. Kailangan talaga kung paano ka makipagkapwa-tao ka, at saka pilitin mo makuha kung ano ugali niya, at ipaalam mo sa kanya yung pangit para mabago mo.
Describe a conflict at work or school.
Sa work. Okay naman kasi ako mahilig ako makakaibigan sa mga may edad sa akin. So, kaya ganun ang gusto ko para may napupulot akong aral. Kumbaga mas may experience sila, di ba, kung ano yung tama dapat kong gawin, ganyan. Sa work naman talagang dedicated ako sa work kasi from 15 years old, read na ako ng family.
When you started a new job or life, how did you build relationship?
Nag-start ako ng work ko. 15 years old na ako nag-start ng work. So, basta magaling ako makisama kasi nga, mahilig na ako sa mga friends na may mga isama.
How would your co-workers, classmate, friend describe you?
Okay na kasi matulungin naman ako. Matulungin ako gano'n.
Last na po. Give me an example of a time when you were able to successfully communicate with another person, even when that individual may not have personally liked you.
Yun nga, yung kumbaga kahit pangit ugali nila. Basta sa akin kasi kapag halimbawa, hi, hindi mo ako nireplyan. Okay lang sa akin yung importante. Ako nag-ano sa'yo.
Thank you po.
So now, our list is accomplished. We are now done. We hope that you've enjoyed their sharings. Once again, I am Marjorie Gas.
I am Archie Tanyo.
I am Nika Dampog. I am Nicole Elsie Rodriguez.
I am Cyril De La Cruz.
I'm Rochella Gregorio.
And I am Aldrin Manara.
And I am Grace Harris.
And see you soon on our next interviews. Thank you.
I am the one, the way you turn the